I went to this coach's like a dinner on Friday, right? And we were talking about old school coaches. I said, I'm an old school coach. And one of the coaches was like, yo, I don't think you should go with that title, right? Let me ask you, E. When I say I'm an old school coach, what does that mean to you?
Like your traditions, like your your traditions is old school. Like I don't like.
Do you feel like I'm trying to say I'm mean?
Nah, I don't think necessarily mean you mean off the jump. That just jumps in my head like you mean.
Right. Um, does it sound like you're a person who yells?
I mean, there's multiple types of old school coaches. So you could be
Right.
like a person who yells. You could be more stern. You could be a little lenient, but everything's like traditional. Like everybody has to tuck in their jerseys.
Right.
Like there's different types of ways you could be old school. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
So that's why I was trying to tell him. Like, when I say I'm an old school coach, I'm a coach who cares. I'm a coach who's going to give you 150%. Yes, there's at times, you know, just because of the world we live in, the gym's not free, right? Like, so you got to pay that, you know, to travel across to the city and take time from people's family. I think it's fair to ask for a fee that's affordable for families. But when I say I'm an old school coach, I'm just a coach who cares about you. I could tell if you're gonna be a basketball player long term, or you're gonna be a basketball player who just playing basketball. You can learn a lot from basketball. I think both. I think all players should learn a lot from training and being a basketball player to help mold their character. So I try to be an old school coach in that way. When I say I care, it comes from a place where when I was growing up, the coaches in the neighborhood, they just cared about you. Like, you know, they go to McDonald's, they get you a burger, they drive you home, make sure you got home safe. You might not have all the money on the tournament. They kind of buy your meals for you. You know, they sacrifice a lot. So when I was saying it, I don't think they experienced the same thing I experienced. Like, for instance, like I think they thought immediately like you just mean and you talk crazy to kids, right? You've been coached to me, Bobby, before when you was a kid, when you was younger. Have I ever yelled at you?
Nah, you never yelled.
I feel like there's more to
Like
it.
your voice would be higher, but it's not yelling.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Did
your
I
voice is
ever
just,
make you feel like you wasn't worth a basketball player?
no, it wasn't. Nah, never like that. Not on those type of lines.
So for me, when I say like growing up, I didn't see people yelling at other people's kids. Like my coaches didn't yell at me. Like I agree that with you that yeah, I can raise my voice. I can talk louder. I can show frustration, right? But you've seen your parents show frustration too, right? So now everyone shows frustration differently, right? But that doesn't necessarily, I don't think kids should be led to believe that the world is the household. Like everybody's going to be different. But as long as you're not being like malicious, like you just trying to break his spirit type of thing, that's when I think is like an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like Bobby Knight. You know who Bobby Knight is?
I've heard of him. Did he coach for Lakers?
No. Bobby Knight was the Indiana Hoosiers coach.
Okay.
He is notorious for like throwing chairs, cussing the refs out, cussing his kids out, like very, very strict when it came to basketball. Yeah, like that's how like I think when I say old school coach, I think that's what resonated in their head. Like, oh, Bobby Knight type of nah, bro. Like, you know, you just trying to get the best out of kids. You know, so every kid is different. One thing I did have to learn though, as I matured as a coach, is I had to learn that everybody can't be coached the same. I got that from not Bobby Knight, Bob Huggins. He used to coach. He used to coach for Cincinnati when he coached for Cincinnati when he said this. You can't coach the first player your main player the same way you coach the 15th player on the bench. Because it just wouldn't make sense. Like there's something you got to get out of your starting point guard. Because that's the extension of you. It don't make no sense of you constantly talking to the 15th player on the bench, right? You know, because they're the 15th player, you wasting time now. So, but I was like, you know, I always try to treat people fairly and try to, and I don't want to seem like I'm favoritism or being playing favoritism to players. So what I would do is I would, you know, I would talk to everybody and try to teach everyone. But I had to realize that typically the players who don't see the future in basketball, or maybe they just have like other teams and obligations, those are not the players that want to really learn the details or be stopped. Or it's typically the players who want to get better, want to improve, wants to understand you as a coach, that sticks to me like a sponge, and they typically get better. They typically improve. Unless they're just jumping around from team to team, right? Like every coach has a different philosophy. But for me, you know, when I was growing up, I only had about 4 coaches in my whole life, right? Like let me see, I had my youth coach, Marvin Bob. Well, I mean, I'm not saying coach, let's say coaching staff. Youth coach Marvin Bob. I went to Luzerne, that coach. I didn't really do anything for Lackawanna. Aloni, that coaching staff, and Adams State. So I only really technically, like 3 or 4. So I wasn't exposed to so many different personalities and teams growing up. The kids today, they playing with 4 at a time. They playing with 4 different groups at a time. So, you know, when it comes to being a coach, I'm just an old school coach that tries to give you the best that I can. I try to teach. I can't remember what shoes I had in 6th grade, but I can remember a drill one of my coaches taught me in 6th grade. So I try to be one of those coaches that leaves a lifelong impression, right? But you know, some people don't see it that way.